Hi everyone. Sorry I haven't put up a YouTube in a while. It's been a rough couple of months. But here I am today. I want to kind of vent about something that's just been driving me crazy in regards to dog training. Why isn't your dog training working? I've been getting a lot of behavior clients lately, and they ask after a couple of weeks why things aren't changing. Well, first of all, dog training is a marathon, not a sprint. Okay? Dog training is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It will take time, especially if your dog is older and has been practicing these bad behaviors for years. How fast do you think you can get the dog to change? Just look at yourself. You know, bad habits that you have that you want to break, how long does it take you to break them? You're overweight and you want to go on a diet and lose weight, how long does it take? And you have to stick with the program. You can't just diet and then feast on everything unhealthy and diet and feast on everything unhealthy and expect to maintain a proper body mass. You have to stick with the program. Dog training is no different. So I used to tell people this illustration about dog training that made a lot of sense to me. I used to tell them it's like building a house. You can't just buy a piece of property and throw up 4 walls and a roof and expect your house to weather the storm. You have to prepare the soil, you have to build a good foundation, and then you build the house. And then it'll weather the storms. But some people just weren't getting it. So I had to think of a different illustration. So one of my clients likes baking bread. And I went, oh, this is perfect. Well, bread has a few basic components: flour, yeast, water or milk, oil or butter. And you got to mix it, and you got to knead it, and then you got to put it in the oven and bake it. Well, what if you do this and you forget the yeast? Well, you might pull something out of the oven that's edible, but it's not going to look like that fluffy loaf of bread that you wanted, that you hoped for. So if you're doing dog training and your dog trainer gives you things that you have to do in order to make your training successful, you have to follow the plan, okay? You can't leave out a component. And this happens a lot with the plan that I use, that I devise for training. When I have behavior issues, it's not just about correcting the behavior. It's correcting how the dog feels in that environment. And this may entail things like trick training, extra exercise, mental stimulation in the way of puzzle games. And if you leave one of those components out, your training's not going to be as successful. The behavior isn't going to change. You have to add all the ingredients. So what are the ingredients for good, successful dog training, especially behavior or reactivity issues? Good training. That means positive reinforcement training. No aversive methods, okay? Positive reinforcement. Change how the dog feels will change how the dog behaves in a situation, okay? Other ingredients would be exercise, mental stimulation, exposure, so socialization, and that does not mean dogs needing to meet each other nose to nose. That just means going out and seeing and hearing other things. Seeing other dogs at a distance is fine. Seeing cars driving by, seeing people walking by. Exposure, okay? And believe it or not, good nutrition. Because some behavior issues can stem from poor nutrition. Okay? So those are the 5 basic ingredients. You just cannot fix behavior issues long-term, permanently, without addressing all those other areas. Okay? There's been enough proof out there that using aversive methods can actually make aggression and behavior issues worse. It might fix it short-term, but long-term, your dog is still stressed out, he's still aggravated, and he doesn't trust you as much as he should. So, for me, a big part of the behavior is working on trust between the owner and the dog. Part of that trust comes from you having good communication skills with each other. That means you learning how to read dog and learning how to communicate with your dog properly so that your dog can understand you. Here's another good illustration. You buy a house. There's a little crack working its way down the wall. And you slap a coat of paint on it and tied it. And some months later, the crack reappears. And you slap some more paint on it. And a few months go by and the crack reappears. And you slap some more paint on it. Let me ask you a question. How many times are you going to do that before you say to yourself, there must be something wrong with the house? There must be something wrong with the foundation or the wall. And you might have to go in your basement and take a look. Okay? You can't just slap paint on a behavior issue and expect to see changes. You have to get down to the guts of it. You have to get down to the bottom of it. Okay? And that's going to be doing more than just jerking on a leash when your dog barks at another dog walking by. You got to change the way the dog feels. So I give my clients exercises they have to work on between lessons. And some of them do them. Most of them don't. Some of them do them a little half-heartedly or incorrectly. And I kind of equate that to like you want to lose weight so you go to the gym, but rather than get on the equipment and do the work, you just sit there watching everybody. It's not going to work. Not going to lose weight and get in shape that way. So when your trainer gives you exercises to do them. Okay? It's the only way your dog is going to get better. And trust me on this one, if you're having reactivity and behavior issues, there is a problem with your relationship with your dog. Okay? Because if your dog trusted you and you communicated well, this wouldn't be an issue. Here's another good illustration for you. Dog training is like working on a puzzle. You lay all the pieces out, you figure out how they all fit together. But if there are a few pieces missing, the picture will never be complete. Got it?